Y'all. Whew. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. I came back for those of you guys that want to be on the late night. Okay? For those of you guys that want to be on the late night live, I came back so we can have some garden chat. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but they are playing with your girl stream. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, y'all. But thanks for hanging with me. Ooh, look at how I'm sweating, y'all. That's how hot it is out here. It is so hot out here, but don't mind the sweatiness. Hello, hey. What are you gardening? What do you grow? What do you grow? Oh, begins with W. I know that's right. Me too. I know that's right. Okay. I grew some of that last year. It was quite successful. It was quite successful. For those of you guys that are coming back, thanks for coming back. This is the second time that YouTube has played with my stream. I don't know what's going on, but I am officially done. Carrot squash too. Okay, nice. That's what's up. I am officially done with fertilizing my garden. I water it. I water everything. I showed you guys everything post the tree falling in my garden. I have a video that I'm going to share with you guys this Wednesday. I'm so hot. Okay, you got carrots, squash, tomatoes. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. What else you got? That's it? Are you growing any peppers or anything? And what kind of tomatoes are you growing? Cause I'm growing like, oh, you growing flowers. So I grew some flowers, but I grew like sunflowers and marigolds. I'm trying to get into like growing more flowers because I know my veggies need the flowers so that the pollinators. Why do I look like this? Got me looking like I'm looking this way. But ooh, my eyes are so red. But yeah, I know that the veggies need like the flowers so that the pollinators can come and pollinate my veggies, but I need to get more into that. But like whenever like I'm growing food, especially if you guys saw I grew over like 500 plants this year. I'm like, when I think about growing flowers, I'm like, I'm just gonna purchase them because where am I gonna put them? What space am I gonna grow them in my house? You know? One second. Let's see. Kenya said, I'm a beginner and I'm limited because I live with my family. But when I get my own place, I'm going to strive for a big garden and houseplants. Hey, and the fact that you're even starting is quite amazing because even though you live with your family, you have to start small. That's the best way to start because that limits you to be able to grow too many things, and now you're able to just focus on the few things that you're growing. Because I always tell people, I'm like, thank you guys so much for liking the video. I appreciate it. Okay. Ragamuffin, I'm not opposed to the block button, girl. I am not opposed. I am not opposed to the block button. That is so funny. Yes, it's definitely always a clown. No need, no need, no need, Deidre, no need. You know, people, there's one thing I realized though about doing social media is that, well, one thing I've learned is that people, there's a lot of like lonely people, and the only way they can get attention is by doing stuff like that. So if you pay attention to it, you're giving them exactly what they want. They need attention, you know, maybe they didn't get any attention from their parents or whoever they're trying to get attention from, but they're not getting it over here, okay? I will block you in 2.5 seconds, okay? Block. Because we don't do that kind of stuff on this channel. But yeah, I think they're just looking for attention, and they always get what they want because you end up speaking on it. So I tend to ignore a lot of negativity because I would never pay anybody dust. I would never give you the opportunity to steal my joy, and you cannot steal my joy. Like, I don't give people that much power. Oh, thank you so much. 23 sub. Teacher said I'm not my ancestor. Hey, let me tell you, I am not my ancestors either, okay? There will be kindness, but there will be more. But I start with kindness first. I start with kindness first. That is so funny. I'm definitely not my ancestors, child. No. We ain't gonna go there, child. We try to keep it cute. Amen. I know that's right. God said, hi, church, I am your strength. Amen. Amen to all the people that's in here. But yeah, so advice for beginners. That's what I was saying. The fact that you live with your family limits you on the amount of things that you grow. And it's good to be limited, because one of the things that people don't understand is that when you start gardening, you want to start with like one or two things. You don't want to start growing everything you like, or everything you think you want to grow, or everything you think that's easy based on your research. Because, you know, a lot of people like to say, you know, there are certain things that's like way easier to grow, like cucumbers. They talk about how easy cucumbers is to grow, but what they don't talk about is the conditions cucumbers need to be in to grow, and all of the pests that come along with it, and just all of the things. So there's no such thing as an easy plant. And also, when you're just starting out, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by information. So you want to start with like one or two plants and master those two plants. And the two plants that you want to start with, you want to start with things that you actually eat, things that you don't want to purchase in a grocery store. So you want to start with things that like you eat, your family eats. Don't just grow something because it's pretty or because people say it's easy to grow. Like things like cucumbers and squash and stuff like that, it's not my favorite. I eat those things like once in a while. And when I say once in a while, that's probably once a year. So, you know, and a lot of people, like, especially like things like squash, it's not my favorite. So it's not something that I eat in my culture like that. It's not something that I cooked in my food like that, even though I should eat it more because it is a veggie, but it's not something that my family eat like that. So I'm not going to put all of my efforts into it just because it looks pretty, and because when it grows, you have like a big plant and it looks pretty, and then what are you gonna do with it? Let it sit in your house and go bad, and then now you're throwing it away or in a compost. So grow something for a beginner. I would say pick one or two plants that you actually eat or you enjoy. Pick those two plants, let that be your focus. Do all of the research and things that you need to do for those two plants to make it survive. And then those two plants are going to teach you how to garden, because now you start learning about all of the elements, being outdoors, what it takes to grow something. And then also, if those two plants do not do well, at least it wasn't like wasted efforts. You still got the knowledge, and then also you didn't waste your money into buying all of these things that ended up not being successful, and then all of your time and hard work, because gardening takes a lot of time. So you also have to, you know, put that into consideration when you are starting out. And for me, the reason why I'm able to give this advice is because I did the opposite when I started. I started with all of the things. I wanted to grow everything. I wanted to grow corn, okra, tomatoes, peppers. I mean, you name it all. I was trying to grow everything. And man, when I tell you, I fell flat on my face, because it was like, whoa, first and foremost, can we start from the beginning of what you need to grow your food, the type of environment, the type of temperature that each food actually grow in. Everything do not have the same growing method or growing pattern. They all require something different. They're not all, you know, every plant is not synonymous to each other. Like, they all require something different, and you need to pay special attention to each individual plant in order for it to be successful. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. So how best to avoid all of that in the beginning? Grow one to two plants, master those two plants, learn about soil health, what type of soil to grow in. If you're growing, how you want to grow your food. Are you growing it in containers, grow bags, in the ground? If you're growing raised beds, you know, figuring those things out, figuring out, do I even have sun for my food to grow, like, do I have space? Where do I have space? Do I have sun? Like, do I have location where it is gonna be sunny 8 hours a day? Because most plant requires 6 to 8 hours a day, 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours of sun a day to be successful. So it's like, figuring out all of the things, right? And how can you figure out all of those things when you're growing like a million plants in the beginning? You get overwhelmed, you get flustered, and then you start seeing yourself not wanting to do it, even though you should grow your own food, because it is very important knowing the economy that we're in right now. So, just considering all of those things is the reason why I think as a beginner, you should focus on like 2 plants, and the max I would say 3, you know because the first 2 to 3, and then also then figuring out how to save money, because gardening is really expensive. It seems very cheap because some of the things that you're buying, they're cheap, right? Like if you decide to buy seeds could be like $2 to $3 depending on what kind of seeds you're buying, right? And then you're buying like little things, and it seems cheap, but all of that stuff adds up, and you're buying all of those things for one, right? So all of those things add up. So it's like you really have to take all of those things into consideration. Deetra said, I wish you told me this 4 months ago. Let's read some of your comments. Yep. Hi, Fred. I'm a YouTuber. That's what's up. What do you talk about on your channel? Hi, Knox. Oh wow. I'm not sure that SU myself up there. I'm not sure. Queen, are you slaying again? Hey, Victoria. I don't know what I'm slaying. This hat. Am I slaying this hat with my sweaty face in this hot Maryland weather? Oh, that's funny. Hello, ma'am. Sending love from Pyongyang, North Korea. Wow. Welcome. Hi, I'm African. Okay, what part of Africa? Kenya said, I want to make flower tea and all that with flowers. Yes. Oh my God. So I love tea. I don't drink coffee. Tea is what I drink. I could drink it in the morning. As a matter of fact, I drink tea every day, every single day. And I don't drink black tea. I drink herbal teas. So that's one of the reasons why I want to grow a ton of herbs, is because I want to make my own teas. But yes, growing flowers for tea, that would be amazing. I'm actually growing chamomile, but man, my chamomile is stunted. Like that thing have been looking the same way since it grew, since it started. So I need to do more research about chamomile and how to get it going, because I don't know. I feel like it should be way better off than what it looks like right now, but who knows? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Ms. Ladd said, you're so right. I am growing just about everything, and I have learned that many things like this, some don't like this fertilizer. Yep. Some don't, and having to research everything was a lot. Yep. I'm growing like 30 things. Oh, wow. Oh, so you say you're using hydroponics? Okay. What are you growing with hydroponics? Are you growing like lettuce and stuff like that? The nice thing about gardening though is you can start cheap, like I did. I don't have a lot of money, and I usually get my things from the dollar store. Yep. And that's another thing. When you, like you said, you can start cheap. That is definitely, thank you for bringing that up, because that's one thing I talk about on this channel is don't start off trying to buy all the fancy stuff. Like, if y'all see what my garden looked like in the beginning, and some people might still think it looked fancy, but I started with 8x8 planks that I got from what's the place called, Home Depot. And then I got like the edgers, like the stone edgers. I don't really know what it's called, but yeah, I started with 8x8 planks. That's what I have my peppers and some of my tomatoes growing in right now, that's like lower to the ground. And now I'm like trying to get nicer things as time go by. And then also, like there are some brands that want to work with me, like Vigo Garden, that's like working with me. So I'm hoping that I'm able to get my entire garden with those raised beds, because ultimately that's really what I want. It helps a lot with my back, not having to bend all the way over. I could sit in my chair and plant and stuff. So I'm looking for raised beds that are, you know, kind of high up, because that's another thing. It can be so taxing on your body. But anyway, Facebook Marketplace is my best friend. Just so you, if you're new here, Facebook Marketplace is my best friend. I am on Facebook Marketplace all day long, especially when I first started, because like I said, gardening can get so expensive because you're buying little things. But Facebook Marketplace is there because there are people who is getting rid of stuff. They're moving or whatever their circumstance is. They no longer want something and they sell it for like dirt cheap because they're trying to get rid of it out of their home. So they will sell it to you really cheap. Another great way to save money with gardening is to join gardening groups. I know my gardening group, it won't be a place where you could probably get things for free, because these are people that's like all around the world that's in the gardening group, like all around the world, all around the country. They're in different states, you know, and things like that. So y'all really can't trade things like that unless you choose to on my gardening group. But like joining like a local gardening group in your area, I promise you there are people that's doing exactly what you're doing. There are more people that are experts and things like that in whatever it is that they're doing. They will help you grow your food, and they're on there. A lot of them are on there that's trying to get rid of stuff. There are a lot of them, they're like me, where I overgrew too many stuff. Like in my local, I'm a part of a local gardening group here, and I put like a ton of my stuff. You guys see all these things that I have here. I put some of them in there for people to come get it for free, and a lot of them came and got it for free. So I give a ton of stuff away in my local gardening group. And the reason why I do that is because I was once that person who was looking for free stuff, because like I couldn't afford all of those things. You know, it's like it can get costly. So you can get free things. There are people that's getting rid of a ton of stuff in gardening groups, in local gardening groups. You know, join your local gardening group, you know, and things like that. But those are some of the ways that you can also save money in gardening. Ragamuffin said, "Yeah, what are you growing?" I did basil. That's about the only thing that survived. Yeah, I want to know too. This is my third year and most successful. However, I will be narrowing down next year. I did winter sowing and indoor at same time, and winter sowing was a lot of work. I don't do no type of winter nothing. So during the winter here, y'all gonna see me preparing for the summer. During the winter, you're gonna see me preparing for spring gardening. I do not do winter. I use the winter to rest, because I do too much during spring and summer gardening. So I use the entire winter. The entire winter, I use that to recuperate my body and all of the stress that I put it through. I refuse to be out here in the winter talking about I'm growing something. But what I am going to do though this year, I'm gonna plant garlic, onions, and I might do some collard greens. That's if I feel like doing it, but I don't cook collard greens that much for me to care to grow it. So like I said, I'm growing food that my family eat, and the food that my family eat, a lot of it, they're summer plants, so they're spring plants. I don't do winter nothing. I don't have time for that. I use that to relax, honey, because you see how your girl, you see what I've been doing, right? Y'all see what I've been doing. I use that time to relax, child. You just said pepper, celery. You're growing pepper, celery, and tomatoes in hydroponics? Wow. I didn't know you could grow it in that. I did not know that. My uncle got me into farmer when he first came here, and that's why I garden. And now my goal is to farm, garden, and have a houseplant collection. That's amazing. See, the houseplant, child, I ain't there yet. I definitely have killed a few. I ain't there yet. What do I have in my house? I don't even know if I would consider it a house plant, but I guess it is. I'm growing avocado. I have avocado and pineapple growing in my house. So that's my house plant, y'all. That's my house plant. I spent a lot of my The hydroponic tower and the hydroponic bucket system that costs a lot. Oh, you're saying you spend a lot of money on the hydroponics? Yeah, it is expensive. That's not. Do you think you will get green stalks? I absolutely love them. Pretty pricey, but so worth it. I'm growing zucchini, squash, watermelon, cucumbers, corn. Going to see how it does. So far so good. Wow. No, I don't see me getting it unless like I don't mind trying it out. I always like to try new things. I don't mind trying it out. So if a brand out there would like to send me one, so if they would like to sponsor me and send me one, totally. But I honestly I don't think I would be able to afford something like that right now. So if there's a brand out there and you would like for me to review it, please send me one. I would love to try it out and let the people know how it works out. Hey, how you say your name? I wish I could. Is it Gilda? Watching from Indonesia. Hey, Indonesia. Tell my sister I said hi. I have a sister that live in Indonesia. Hello, Indonesia. Hey, Gilda. I go to thrift store for some gardening stuff. Yes, let me tell y'all. Thrift store, please don't sleep. Dude, y'all don't, so I'm the queen of, what is it, repurposing? Whoa. Oh, Lord, it's about to be 4th of July. Lord have mercy. These people in this neighborhood and their firecrackers, they be scaring me. Like, you just be chilling in your backyard. Oh, yeah. Pop, 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 pop. Like, oh, Lord, what's going on here? I don't know if y'all heard that, but it's firecrackers, y'all. The people in my area, they go hard for their firecrackers. Um, but yeah, I am the queen of repurposing. I would repurpose things down to the ground. Y'all see how what I did with my herb garden, right? My herb bed, that was a crate. That was a shipping crate that somebody on Facebook Marketplace listed for free. They got something shipped to them and they did not need the crate. And the crate just looked like a raised garden bed. So I went and picked it up. My husband did what he needed to do with it. He put some like grow bag material inside of it so I could add the soil in it, and I painted it, and now all my herbs are grown in it. Like, I'm the queen of repurposing. Okay. Hi, how's your day been going? Hey, Joshua, it's been going wonderful, thank you. uh Kenya said, isn't winter or fall gardening low maintenance because underground crops? uh I'm not going to speak on summer. I mean on fall and winter garden only because I don't do it. But I could see why it would be low maintenance, and because there's no bugs because it's cold as I don't know what. At least I don't know if there are bugs because I haven't tried. But yeah, I would say so. I think so. It makes sense that it would be low maintenance. I just don't feel like doing it. Like, I don't want to. I just, y'all saw what happened. Do you know when I cleaned my garden from last year? I didn't clean my garden till, that's the reason why I transplanted so late, is because I had to clean my garden from the stuff from last year. Because once I get out this garden, y'all, I'm in the house trying to relax, work, doing, y'all know I have a small skincare business. If y'all see the below here, y'all will see I have some products on the screen that I've attached on the screen. Like, those are the things that I be working on during the winter, because I'm hand make body butters and like different skincare products. So during the fall and winter, that is when that particular business thrives. That's when I actually promote it, because the way I whip my body butters, the technique that I use, it will absolutely melt in the summertime, and the consistency will no longer be there. And I'm really big on quality, so I don't really promote like my body butters and stuff like that during the summer. But like fall and winter, that's when I'm very active in that. So it's like I do my gardening in the spring, summer, and then my natural skincare business, like I heavily focus on it during the fall and winter and stuff like that. So I got a lot going on, child. I know you will have them greens growing like crazy. I think I might. You know what? I think I will. I think I will try this year. I think I will do some collard greens this year. I'll do some collard greens. And then the thing is, collard greens, they get so big. Like the greens, like brassicas, they get so big. I'm like, I need my space. They get so humongous, my goodness. And then, oh, I remember when I tried growing broccoli and something else that I was trying to grow, and those nasty butterfly, the white butterfly caterpillars, ugh, they gross me out. I don't even like thinking about it. They just had that thing looking like Swiss cheese. Yep, yep. I have avocado and pineapple inside. For winter sowing, uh, for winter sowing, you grow stuffed bottles and Ziploc bags and sit outside. I started in March. You have to cut holes in them, etc. So much work. See? I ain't got time for that. It helped because I don't have room indoors. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't have room indoors either, but I literally my dining room is out of commission during spring, like early, I would say early spring or late winter, like end of like February to May. We don't use my dining room because it turns into my greenhouse. So my husband be so sick of me. He like, all right, when can we eat at the dining room table again? I cannot wait. That's how my raised bed are. My hubby bought it from work and it looks like a raised bed, but it's a shipping container. Yup. Hey, Bonnie. So cool. I can't wait until I have a bank account to get your skincare. Yes, yes. There is a winter sewing community. It is basically growing stuff in bottles and Ziploc bags in cold months, especially if you don't have space indoors. I did mine in March for my spring crops. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, what time is it? All right, I'm gonna be getting out of here in 3 minutes. If y'all have any more questions to ask me or whatever y'all want to talk about, I got 3 more minutes to be up out of here. I tried doing this 3 times. Okay, so this is my third time going live. The first 2 times, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened. That is so strange. I need to contact YouTube and tell them what was happening to my stream, because when I tell y'all the first stream where I was fertilizing my plants, I was giving y'all basically like a tour of the garden, showing y'all all the plants I'm fertilizing and just talking about it and what's going on with it. And when I tell y'all, for a good part of that, I was talking to myself because apparently it like stopped working for you guys, and for on my end it didn't look like it had stopped, it just looked regular. So apparently I was talking to myself the entire time, and my husband just happened to log on to, because sometimes he'll log on just to see the quality and stuff like that, to let me know what's going on with it. And he came out, he was like, you've been, he was like, I see you talking out there through the window, but this is what it looks like on our end, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I was mortified. I was mortified. So I really appreciate you guys for joining me for the third time, because it happened twice. And I don't know what's going on. I know it's definitely YouTube, because it ain't me. Are you growing Brussels sprouts or only summer crops? I'm only growing summer crops, girl. I don't have time for those white butterflies. Those butterflies are my worst nightmare. They gross me out so bad. Hey, Modesta. I was wondering what happened, girl. Yes, I don't know. He came out here and it happened twice, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that is so annoying. I'm going to bench your videos when you're done. Oh, you mean binge? Yeah, yes, yes. Binge it, girl. Binge it. Thank you. I'm learning, and you are a big help. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'm glad that I'm able to help. And I really, with the state of the world right now, knowing how to grow your own food is an important skill. And even if you just know how to grow one thing, just learning how to grow that one thing is going to help you or propel you into growing more things. And then now you're the expert in your family or whatever the case may be, and you're able to teach them. And to be honest with you, we really should all be learning how to grow our own food right now, because just the state of what's happening in the world is like, you know, that's something that's very important for you to know how to do. And having seeds. And then another thing, okay, I don't know if you guys are doing this, make sure that when you harvest your food, save the seeds. Okay, save the seeds. I know it gets, you know, very, I don't know what the word is, but it can become too much, like trying to save the seeds out of everything that you eat. But just save enough seeds as possible that you could use for the following year, because that also saves you money on purchasing seeds from the store, because that's what they're doing. They grow their crops and they take the seeds out of them and they save it and they dry it and sell it to you, sell it to us. And I mean, that's what I'm doing. Like all the seeds that's on my Etsy store, I sell seeds. For some of you guys that don't know, I have a ton of seeds that I grew, you know, from plants that I grew in my garden last year. I have an Etsy store. It is, if you go on my page, is in on a lot of my videos. The link is in the description of a lot of my videos, and I'll put it in the description of this video when I'm done going live. But I have an Etsy store. I have a bunch of seeds on there. The seeds on there are seeds from the plants that I grew last year, and you could do the same thing too this year. Whatever you grow, save the seeds, dry them, save it for next year, store them for next year, and grow your plants again. And guess what? That's your own seeds that you grew in your garden. If you grow your food organically or however you grow, you know what you know what you did with how you grew your food, and those are the seeds that you're using. So it's like, what did it say? Bring water to the horse and they drink for that moment, and you take the horse to the water and they drink for life. Whatever that saying is pretty much what gardening is. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get the seeds the first time and you grow your food, don't just let it stop there. Like, save the seeds, okay? Save the seeds. Thank you. I'm learning. And oh, I already read that. I found a big green worm on my tomato plant. Have you ran into that? Girl, let me tell you, that is called a tomato horn worm. It is disgusting. If you're talking about that big nasty tomato horn worm, is green. It almost matches the color of the leaves and the stems of the tomatoes. And sometimes you can't see them because they match the color of the tomato stems so much. But a lot of the time you can see them in the nighttime because they tend to glow in the dark. They're called tomato hornworms. They will devour your entire tomato. They're very tiny, or sometimes they'll be big. They will eat the entire tomato. So yes, I have ran into those. Some of the ways to get rid of them is to come out in the nighttime. Come out in the nighttime with like a flashlight, or if you have like a, what are those lights called that they use to see stuff in the dark, or like to see stuff on the bed? They use it a lot in those detective shows. I forgot what the freaking, is it, what is that light? That's it's the type of light, you know what I'm talking about. It's like sometimes it's like blue or purple, and they use it to see like stains on bed sheets, that, or blood on sheets and stuff like that, on things that you typically won't see with the, you know, human eye in regular light. Get those lights, come out, go to your garden in the nighttime and just shine it on your tomato plants. You probably will see a lot of those hornworms, because it's really hard to see them because they blend in so well. But yeah, you'll see them, and you can just pick them off. And if you have like a bird feeder, throw them in the bird feeder. The birds will be happy. They love those. They're gonna eat it. Or throw it in some vinegar, and you know what it does. Yes, you are so helpful and motivating, and I love that you keep it real. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, that's the only way I know how to do it, man. I can't fake the funk. I don't know how to be fake. Kenya said, that's why I'm happy my uncle came. I want to stay away from store food and all that. To be honest with you, like, one of the things that really motivates me to grow my own food is because of the way food is grown that we eat from the store. And one of the reasons why I went to go get a whole freaking apple tree, okay, is because the store bought apples, they don't go bad. And why should we eat something that don't go bad? You know what I'm saying? So that means it's not going to dissolve in our body. How long is it going to sit in our body before our body actually digests it? And I think I showed you guys a short. I made some shorts showing you guys some apples, and this happened a couple of times where I purchased apples, and You know, my kids, they love apples, but sometimes they have other things to eat, so they don't tend to get to the apple, and then sometimes the apple may stay, you know, in the apple bowl or wherever we keep it. And I purposely let it stay there for a couple of months to see how long it would take before it actually go bad. And I literally, the apple that I showed you guys in the video, it was like 4 months, and it still looked relatively new with just a slight like brown, you know, ness to it, and it was looking still edible. I was like, oh hell no. Like, why is the apple not going bad? Like, it's a fruit. Like, those things should go bad very quickly. And for something like that to sit on the counter for that long and it does not go bad, that's not something we should be putting in our body. And I went and bought an apple tree with the quickness, because I would love to grow. I just want to grow. I wish I had a farm. If I had a farm, y'all would not. The only thing I would be going to the grocery store for, because I'm not doing it, is purchasing. And I don't really eat that stuff. Like, we eat turkey, so in my home we eat like turkey. We don't really eat red meat. We'll eat like lamb once in a while, but like for the most part we don't eat beef, you know, and things like that. So and we eat chicken once in a while. So our main protein is like seafood and turkey, like smoked turkey. Like, I cook a lot with smoked turkey. So other than that, it's like that's the only thing I would be going to the store for. If I had the space, I would grow everything, every veggie my family eat. We eat a ton of veggies. I would grow everything we eat and don't have to go to the store at all. And to be honest with you, I would love to be vegan, but Lord knows it ain't my time yet. I tried that lifestyle and I want to be vegan, but you know, I'm not there yet, okay? But I also would like to raise my own chicken eggs. Like, I want to get like a chicken coop. I'm trying to, you know, y'all need to help me convince my husband to get a chicken coop, like a small one. But I feel like getting a chicken coop, it just requires like a lot of work and time, and I don't know if I have the patience for it. But eventually I want to have my own chicken. I want to raise my own chickens for eggs. We don't really eat chicken like that, but we eat chicken eggs. So make my own food and skincare and stay away from stores and everything. I'm learning to make my own clothes too, period. Yes. Yes, it was big and thick, and it looked different than the green caterpillar worms on my cabbage. Yeah, they're called tomato hornworms. They target tomatoes specifically. That's their main food source. So they be seeing your big juicy tomato in your garden, just how you think they pretty and delicious. That's just how they think it's pretty and delicious. But it's easy to get rid of them. They're not a. It's not hard. It's not hard to get rid of them. It's not like those sneaky squash bugs. I feel like squash bugs, they're so sneaky, you know, to get rid of. Like, there are other bugs that are really sneaky. The tomato hornworms, they're not that sneaky. You could literally go outside at this time of the night, shine your light on your tomatoes, and you will see them. So it's very easy to get rid of. I want to be self-sufficient as possible and support farmers market, natural resources. Absolutely. That's another thing. Like, I'm really trying to be more intentional with supporting small farmers that's like at farmers market instead of, you know, big box stores. But it's just so easy and convenient to go to big box stores because they're literally in every neighborhood. But if you can go out of your way to support like smaller farmers and things like that, because most likely, most of the time, they're growing their food organically, and they put so much hard work and love into how they grow their food. So, you know, it's really great to support them. I mean, think about us, right? Like, how we take so much time into how we grow our food and things like that. So it's like, you know, it's wonderful that you are going to support, you know, small farmers. Infrared lights, yes, thank you, because I could not, Lord knows, I could not figure out the name of those lights to save my life. Yeah, they're not the fluorescent. They're the infrared lights. Yep. Even when I get my own family. Yes, Kenya, absolutely. Take man fishing and he will eat for a day. Teach him how to fish and he will eat for a lifetime. Yes, that's the saying. Absolutely. That's how it is about gardening. Yep, that's how it is about gardening. Like, once you get the basics on, you know, how to grow certain things, you start learning, okay, so this particular plant likes this or it doesn't like that. This is the environment it needs. You know, just how you know there's a lot of brassicas. They thrive in colder weather. And whereas things like peppers and tomatoes and squash and cucumbers and melons and all of those things, they need the heat. So, you'll start learning. Once you start gardening, there are things you're going to start learning. And for me, one of the mistakes I made was 2 years ago, or was 3 years ago, I started when I first started gardening, I started all of my seeds at the same time, thinking that I'm like, well, I'm gardening, you start the seeds. They said start the seeds indoors, do it like this and do it like that, without learning that, or thinking that I have to do research on each of those things, where it's like what they each require. They all don't have the same growing time. You shouldn't start all of your seeds together because they all don't have the same growing times. Like things like peppers take a long time to grow. So you're not going to start your peppers at the same time as your squash and think that they're going to have the same growing time. And you know what I mean? So, things like peppers, you have to start it way in advance, than something like squash. Things like squash and cucumbers, you don't even have to start them indoors if you don't want to. You can direct sow them because they grow so fast. Whereas peppers, they take a long time to grow. So you want to start them a couple of months in advance before you could transplant them outside. So, there's just like a lot of things that you learn. For me, I started all of those seeds, everything I just mentioned, I started all of them together thinking that they were all going to do the same thing at the same time. And that wasn't the case, because now my squash, cucumbers, and melons, all of those things, they just started growing, and then they are so big. Y'all know, like things like squash and stuff, their leaves are so huge. So it's like if you live in a small space, you don't have all the space for things like cucumbers and squashes to come and take over all the little space that you have for the other things that you're trying to grow. So, but that's the thing about gardening. You learn every day. The biggest thing here is just start. Once you start, you're gonna start, learning, all of the things. And why in the world am I still on here? Didn't I say I was going? I just looked at the time. I'm over here, I'm having too much fun. I'm scared of chicken now. They're bigger than turkeys. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So if you raise your own chicken, they should be normal size. And to be honest with you guys, when I came to America, so I'm African, West African, Liberia to be specific. When I came to America, that was my first time seeing chickens so big. Like, I did not know chickens could be so big. So when we go to the store, like when we go to the international market, like there's literally a difference. Like we have the African chicken and then we have the American chicken. So like we'll literally, like if you're going grocery shopping, or like if you're talking to somebody like and to purchase something, and be like, oh, get me American chicken, or oh, I don't want American chicken, because like there's literally a difference with American chickens versus like the African chicken. And I've never seen chicken so big, and then now, like you said, they're bigger than turkeys. Like that's crazy. And speaking of turkeys, I cook with so much turkey is like the main protein. Turkey and seafood is the main protein that I cook with. I bought a smoker because I want to smoke my own turkey. I want to be able to. I wish like I knew of like a slaughterhouse that had turkeys, because I would literally go there and purchase my own turkey, because I don't want it to go through all of that process that it goes through before it comes to the store. I bought a smoker. So I have a smoker here, y'all. I went on Facebook Marketplace and bought a smoker because I'm like, you know what? After Thanksgiving, I'm going to purchase a bunch of turkeys and smoke it and just, chop it up and store it in my deep freezer. Because y'all, if y'all have a garden, y'all about to buy a deep freezer, because if you're growing stuff like me, where you want to grow enough food to last you like a year, you need a deep freezer to store all of those things. And deep freezer is going to freeze your food. Like it could literally store for that long. It could store for, I told you, I haven't bought peppers in the last couple of years, because I still, till this day, I still have peppers in my freezer from probably 2 years ago, and it's still good. So I got my little thing here to smoke my turkey. Y'all, I'm trying to, and I live in a very, like, my backyard, it may look, a little big or whatever, but it's not that big. It's not at all. It's not even close to big. And also, I want to keep space out here for my children to be able to play outside, because like I said, I want my children to have, I want them to have as much of a childhood that I did, because I grew up playing outside. Like there was no such thing as, watching TV all day. Like, watching TV was a privilege, and that was like in the evening time, if you get to watch TV, if the adults are not watching the TV. So I really want my children to be able to, like, enjoy playing outside and being out in nature. So I try to get them involved as much as possible, and just because it's really good for your mental. And these children these days, they go through so much, especially in school and with other kids and things like that. So it's like getting your kids involved in nature, helping them put their hands in the soil, teaching them about soil culture and what it takes to grow food. And it helps also teach them, like, it teaches us patience, but it's also teaching them patience, because they see that nothing happens overnight. Because children can be so impatient, they want everything to happen so instantly. We live in like a society now where everything's like instant gratification. And one thing about gardening, it teaches you, like, about things not being so instant. It teaches you how to take your time, and it teaches you how to be patient. And patient, oh Lord, it's a virtue, y'all. Patience is a virtue. Let's see. I would get my own chicken and natural food. Amen. I'm so happy for you. I'm you. Check out hydroponic aeroponic towers. Yeah, somebody was saying that. Somebody was talking about that. 5 feet, stand like 30 plants. Wow. Stand up, build me from plastic. I think you're saying this made with plastic. Yeah, I've seen those. Yes, and vacuum seal. I got a vacuum sealer now. I need to get a new one though, because I feel like the one I have is not doing a good of a job that I would like it to do. So I'm gonna get a new one this year. But yes, I do have a vacuum sealer. So yeah, remember my jute leaf that I grew last year? It was just so much. I vacuum after I washed them. I showed the process on YouTube. I have a video showing y'all how I did it. I washed them and put them in the little vacuum sealer bags, and I vacuum sealed them and put them in the freezer. Can y'all believe it's been a year? Okay, it's been a year of those jute leaf, and I still have some in my freezer. So talk about me, like, food that we eat, like, so like the necessity, the things that I go to buy will be like little things like garlic and onions and ginger, because I cook with those in all my food, in all my dishes. So those are the things I'm purchasing. But now I'm trying to grow those things this winter, like my garlic and stuff like that, so I don't have to buy it. Jason on the go says, show me the pepper. I have 2 deep freezers. The new one is kind of small. I got that one because I went on a fishing trip. I think is what you're saying. So that where all the seafood goes. That's where all the seafood goes. I need me I have a small deep freezer. So the deep freezer I got wasn't because of plants. It was because when I had my children, I used to pump my milk and store them in the freezer, because I had a lot. So I had to get a deep freezer. It wasn't fitting my regular freezer no more, like on the refrigerator. So I had to get a deep freezer, and so I got like a small little deep freezer from like Costco. Now I need like the real big one. I need to get probably like 2 of those. But all right, y'all, it's been really nice chatting with y'all. I wanted to come on here to chat with you guys because I haven't dropped a video for you guys last week or this past weekend, which is when I typically drop a video. And then also, I haven't gone live in a long time since the tree. Y'all know the tree fell in my garden. So it's been taking me a while to, bounce back, because that was another issue because it fell on top of my entire garden. So I just wanted to come on here to catch up with y'all, say what's up, see how you guys are doing, check on y'all. Don't forget, y'all can always go to my Facebook page, my Facebook garden group, share your garden with me. I want to see pictures of your garden. Show me your setup, show me what you're growing. Please go show me. People are in there showing, sharing, and people like Moses. Thank you, Moses, for always sharing your pictures. Moses is living the life. Okay, Moses, his garden is doing all of the things that I need my garden to be doing right now. Moses is harvesting, but he lives in Florida, so he got that good weather. So he's been harvesting, he's getting food right now. So thank you for always sharing your pictures and your stuff in your garden with us, Moses. Your garden is beautiful. Thank you to everyone that be sharing their garden with us in the garden group on Facebook. If you would like to be a part of that Facebook garden group, it's called Sow Something, Grow Something, Miss Yancey Gardening Network. I have that link in all the description under all of my videos if y'all want to check it out. So join me in there and show me your garden, okay? Um, but all right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Hi everyone that just arrived, but I'm exiting. So you might want to rewatch the stream if you want to know what we're talking about. But thank you guys for being on here with me tonight. Y'all have a wonderful night. I know it's kind of late if you're on the East Coast, and people got work in the morning. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a wonderful night. I hope y'all enjoy the stream. I enjoy chatting with y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next video where I'll give y'all updates of the garden and stuff like that. Okay. But alrighty, y'all. It was nice talking to y'all. Remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Happy gardening. Let me get out of this heat and go take a shower because, Lord, I can't. The mosquitoes are killing me. I love y'all. Bye. Thanks for being on here with me tonight. Good night, y'all.